Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We are outside in my greenhouse because it is a really beautiful day today, and I wanted to just come out here and enjoy the day with you guys and do a little video on my Nephthytis plants because this little plant right here was so wilted and dead, and we've gotten it to come back quite a bit. So you can see that the foliage on this has really taken off from the before and after picture. In the beginning of this video, you can see the picture of the before and after, and we have a bunch of foliage growing out of here. There's 3 babies in here right now with a bunch of offshoots that are starting to push out, and this thing was so dead to the point where I didn't think it was going to make it. So I took a little picture for you guys so we can do a little before and after and just explain today how I took care of it. So the only thing I did to get it to that point to where it was dying was I didn't water. I kind of threw it off to the side when we were moving, and I forgot about it. So that happens sometimes when I change the location to my plants. I'll forget about them for a little while and then remember like a week later I forgot that I put the plant out there and the soil is dry and it stayed dry. Now when this dries out completely to the bottom and stays dry for a while, the foliage will become really limp, not have any life in it. You can see it's nice and sturdy right now, nice and firm, and it's really perky, so it looks good. And all I did was water, so I took off all the dead foliage. I watered this all the way through, kept it moist for the first couple of days just because, I wanted it to recoup itself, and then after that I just watered as soon as the soil dried out completely to the bottom. And then I don't let it stay dry between the waterings. You just want to let it dry out to the bottom and then go ahead and water again as soon as that's completely dry. And I did water with my Dynagrow Grow Nutrients, which is a 795, and I use it for all my plants, all my house plants, my veggies, my herbs, my succulents. Anything I grow here, I do use the Dynagrow Grow, and it's a great nutrient system because I know it's going to give my plants exactly what they need. Now there's a grow system and there's a bloom system as well, and they also have like Mag Pro, which gives your plants extra potassium boost and other things like that. But if you can also put earthworm castings in your containers as well if you don't want to use nutrients. So I definitely do put earthworm castings in here so I don't have to go to my nutrients as much. I do give nutrients maybe once a month to once every 2 months on these plants because they do need nutrients every so often, just like a basil plant or a citronella. My citronella, I give nutrients a little more often, so once every 2 weeks to a month. And then a basil plant like this, I give nutrients maybe once every 2 weeks or so. It all depends. I want to keep my basil producing and getting a lot of foliage just like this. So if I notice that it's stalling out, I'll go ahead and give nutrients. Now today we're going to give this, and I did water my soil all the way through to the bottom before I'm going to go ahead and give my nutrients because it actually saves your nutrients in the long run. If you water your soil first and then go ahead and water with the nutrients, what's going to happen is your soil's already wet. So it's going to drain through right away most likely, and this nutrient system is going to soak around all in that soil, being that the soil's already wet. So it actually saves your nutrients in the long run. I don't ever water my plants with nutrients. I water first with regular water, and then I go ahead, mix my nutrient solution up, put it in I mix it in a gallon jug, and that Dynagrow Grow, I use a half a teaspoon per gallon of water because I do it once a month. If I was doing it once every 2 weeks, I usually go to like a quarter teaspoon to a half a teaspoon, somewhere in between there. But if I'm doing it once a month, I go that teaspoon or so, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon with the once a month. So I'm just going to give some nutrients to this little Nephthytis plant too. This is another one we propagated. That's a little propagation from my big plant as well. And that's why I forgot about that little guy, because this one I had growing for quite a while. You can see he's nice and big now. Nice and perky, not losing foliage. I don't really lose that much foliage because my plants pretty much stay healthy. Just normal foliage drop, maybe once every couple of weeks I get a couple of branches that fall off. So you just want to pick the remaining of that branch off because you don't want to leave this on here. These arrowheads you can just pull down on the leaf and they will peel right off. So that's an easy way you can take the leaves off without damaging your plant. And just make sure all the dead foliage is gone and out of there, because what tends to happen is it can rot your plant out in the long run. So just make sure you cut that leaf all the way up to the stem, just like you would kind of on any other plant. Except zucchini and stuff like that. Zucchini and vegetables are a little bit different with cutting the foliage. So each one in particular, you're going to have to look up and see how to trim. But for this one, we just go ahead and pull down on the foliage and make sure all that leaf is removed. This way it doesn't rot the plant out, because that leaf can rot and then cause rotting in that stem, and your plant will rot out in the long run if you do leave half of the stem on there and it's decomposing in your soil and it's moist. It will rot that stem out a little bit. I've had that happen before, and I just don't want that happening to you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you guys just bearing with us in the sporadic videos. I'm trying to get to video requests in my videos here, regular videos, as soon as I can. Thank you so much for being here. As always, you guys, you are amazing, and it's so great to see you again and be back here growing. I can't wait to have more in the greenhouse ready for you guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time out in the garden. Bye-bye.